Okay, so you may hear my kids in the background playing Fortnite, so I apologize for that, but I'm at home now. So, anyway, so when you're doing the neuter demonstratives, it's basically, remember, demonstratives are, if they're being used as an adjective or as a pronoun, they're supposed to either agree with the noun that they describe or they're supposed to agree with the noun that they replace. Well, when you have, there's certain things though that don't have a gender, so they can't agree with anything. And so when that's the case, you're using these. Esto, eso, and aquello. So use esto for this, and you use eso for that, and use aquello for that over there. Whoops. Okay, so the situations in which you use the gender neutral ones are for like ideas and concepts, or if you're trying to identify something. And this is exactly what we did this activity in class. When you're saying, ¿Qué es blank que está aquí? Un teléfono? You are trying to identify. You're saying, what is this that's right here? A telephone? But you don't know if it's a telephone or not. So since you're trying to identify something, you can't ascribe a gender to it because you don't know what it is. So you would use esto, and you'd use esto because of aquí. When you use aquí means here. So words words that help you decide between these three are, hold on, aquí, allí, which means there, and allá, which means way over there. So, whoops. Oh, I can't type. Okay, so if you see aquí, you're using esto. If you see allí, you're using eso. And if you see allá, you're using aquello. Okay, so they had aquí, so we had to use esto. Blank is ridículo. So what you're trying to say is that's ridiculous. Okay, well, what's ridiculous is probably going to be a behavior or an action. Like, I don't know, I told you an example today was like Tom had a whole bag of marshmallows and he stuffed 10 in his mouth at one time. Your response might be, that's ridiculous. What's ridiculous is him stuffing those marshmallows in his mouth. Well, that you can't give a gender to stuffing marshmallows in your mouth. That's an action, right? Or maybe someone tells me the government's been shut down for 34 days. I might say that's ridiculous. Well, what's ridiculous is the fact that the government's been shut down for 34 days. That's a concept. You can't give gender to it. So anytime you say something like that's ridiculous, you're usually meaning something somebody did or a particular or something somebody said is ridiculous. You can't give a gender to that, okay? So you would again use eso, okay? No voy a comer. I'm not going to eat this. Well, usually when you're saying you're not going to eat something, you're trying to put down that food by saying, you know, this is so gross. I'm not going to eat it. And so you don't give it a gender because you're saying it's so gross. It doesn't even I can't even tell what it is. I can't tell that this is chicken or I can't tell that this is beef. So again, you would use eso, okay? ¿Qué es blank? ¿Qué hay allí? Again, you're trying to identify something. If you don't know what it is, it doesn't have a gender. Eso. No me gusta nada. I don't like that at all. What you don't like is usually like a mom, or I could say to you guys, I don't like cheating. I don't like that at all. I don't like people hitting each other. I don't like that at all. I don't like people chewing gum in class. I don't like that at all. So these are usually actions or concepts that you don't like, and you can't give them a gender. Okay, so uh, that's what the gender neutral means. So you can go through and finish the rest of those. Let's see. Okay, so what's going on here is that adjectives can also be used, these demonstrative adjectives can also be used as, um, so here, when you're using, you can use them as pronouns, but when you use them as pronouns, they still have to agree with the nouns that they're describing. So hold on 1 minute. Okay, so again, here's your demonstratives. These can either be used as adjectives or pronouns. And so here we've got quieres ir. What does it say here? It says Juan never wants to do what his mother offers him. If she asks him if he wants this one, he says he wants that one. If she asks him if he wants that one, he says he wants this one. So I think for this activity, you're really only looking at these two. Whoops. You're only looking in this column. I don't know if I can get rid of, let's see. No, it's not gonna. So you're not, okay, let's do this. You're basically just gonna want to look. in this column right here, okay? And we're not really going to worry about this one for now, because the mother and the son, I think, are close enough to each other that you would just use this and that. You don't need that over there, okay? So it's saying here, like, do you want to go to this? I'm sorry, do you want to go to that supermarket? So if he's contrary, he's going to say, no, I want to go to this one. So he's always doing the opposite. If she says that, he says this. If she says this, he says that. So, but we still need it to agree with supermarket, because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about going to a supermarket. So he would say este here. Okay, and here, ¿quieres jugar con estos niños? Do you want to play with those kids? He's going to say, no, I want to play with these kids. He's just doing the opposite of what his mother says. So if she's using a form of este, he's going to use a form of ese. If she says a form of ese, he's going to use a form of este. But we still need whichever one we use to match the noun that was being described by the demonstrative in the first sentence. Okay, so it would be este for supermercado, estos for niños. So I'll do one more. ¿Quieres ver esta película? Again, she's using esta, so he's going to switch to a form of ese, and it's talking about a película. So she's saying, do you want to see this movie? No, I want to see that one. So he would put esa. Okay, so that's what you're doing there. Okay, so for this one, it says complete. If I can get my Complete each sentence with the most appropriate demonstrative adjective or pronoun. So it's saying, esta casa es de mis abuelos, pero blank, that one over there is de mis tíos. We're still talking about a house. We're saying this house is my grandparents, but that one, meaning that house over there, is my aunt and uncle. So if it's at a distance from both of us, they're wanting you to use a form of aquel, and we're still talking about a house, so we have to put in aquella instead of just aquel. So mi primo es blank muchacho que está aquí. Well, it's just an adjective here, so you're saying my cousin is this guy right here. This is a form of este, and since it's muchacho, we still use este. Mi hermano no quiere comprar estas sillas, pero quiere those close to you que están allí. So she doesn't want these chairs, but she wants those que están allí. So if it's allí, we're using a form of this, but we're still talking about chairs. She doesn't want these chairs. She wants those chairs. So we would put esas. And it's esas. Why we're not doing ese or esos is because it's chairs, right? My sister doesn't want to buy these chairs. She wants to buy those, meaning those chairs. Okay? So that's what you're doing. I do one more, and then I'm going to let you do the rest. So mis padres trabajan en that edificio. So they work at that building way over there. So this is using it as an adjective. We're going to use a form of aquel, and it needs to match edificio, so we just use aquel. So just remember that the noun that your demonstrative is describing or replacing is what dictates the spelling for those words. And then when they're talking about something being really close to you, use este. When they talk about something being a little further from you, use este. And when they're talking about really far from you, you're using aquel. So you can think of this as being this and these. This is being that, those, and this one is that one way over there, or those way over there. Okay, so hopefully that helps explains the ones that you're struggling with.